आ जाओ. A very good evening to everybody. Quickly join in. We're starting with the FM lecture. Yesterday, I think I made you what? Basically, draw a full diagram of what all will be covered in chapter 1, right? Chapter 1 FM functions. Have a look. Have you drawn the diagram? If you've drawn the diagram, then we can go ahead. Okay? Shall. Diagram drawn. Definition of FM. I hope you remember the FM story. याद है क्या FM story? How I linked all the chapters? Easy or difficult? Tell me. Easy है या difficult है? बोलो. काफी easy था, right? How things work out in a business, right? So first thing that we did yesterday was definition of financial management. So it was in context with your what? Story. What was the story? That first you understood from where to bring the money. From where what? To bring the money. Efficient acquisition of financial resources and then efficient allocation of financial resources, which basically helps company fulfill what? The objective of a company. Okay, kya? Have a look. From where are you getting the money and where are you investing the money, right? Then we had gone into 3 decisions. This was the part that we need to start today. What are the 3 decisions that a financial manager takes? What are the 3 decisions? Dekho zara. Financing decision, investment decision and dividend decision. Now see, financing decision is same as acquisition of funds. That is, from where will you get your money, whether you will get in equity. Like if you remember the story, in the story what did I tell you? Tell me. We took 2 people. Who were the 2 people, right? Yesterday. Samina and कौन था? Samina था, Saima थी. I don't know. Who was it? Ashutosh था कल. Ashutosh and Saima, right? Today I think he's not come, right? Ashutosh and Saima या Samina, whoever was there, right? They brought 20 million from their pocket. Whatever owners bring from their pocket is called as equity capital, and whatever they have borrowed from outside is called as debt capital. Correct or not? Have a look. Any problem in this? And whether it is short term, see, you got working capital management ke liye also obviously you are going to get some loan, that is some short term loan that will be there. So whenever you take a decision as a financial manager, you called me and said, sir, 20 million we are getting, 10 million you get what from bank. That is nothing but, as a finance manager, I have to take first decision is financing decision, is from where I will get the money, and then I will do what? Investment decision is where I will invest the money. Second decision is what, baba? Investment decision is what? Tell me. Where will the money be invested? In non-current asset, current asset. WC means working capital, whether from short-term or long-term investment in assets. Have a look. Make sense? Yes. Financing decision, investing decision. If you want to write it down. But I've given you homework for writing, no? Hopefully you have written it down. So aaj homework may carry over. But today you will get 2-3 more questions for homework, because we are going to start today TSR and all those things. So you will require what? Time for homework. See, 2 things that I have told yesterday also, I'll repeat today. Yesterday was the first day. I told you 2 things yesterday. What are the 2 things that I told you yesterday? Ek to without mocks, you cannot pass the exam. 100%. Coverage of whole portion, mocks. Without writing mocks, it is difficult to get surety of passing. See, you can pass. Without mocks, you can pass. But there is always a probability of failing. But if you want 100% passing ka confidence, right, then in that case you have to solve mock. Minimum 2, 3 or maybe tests in between you want to solve, you can solve, right? Chal. Then dividend decision, last decision. Now see, ये जो story है, in this story only I am adding up things that with this story you did very good business, right? So very good business you did. From this balance sheet I am drawing a P&L account, right? P&L account. Hey, anyone who's first day here today? First day? Asmita, I think, but you saw the recording, no? Or no?
I saw a little bit, sir. I didn't have the time.
No issue.
Miss it tonight.
Anyone who's, I think Asni is also first day today, or you saw the recording, Baba? Saw the recording or no? Ariha is new. Dia is new.
Watch the recording.
Watch the recording. Riaz was not there yesterday. Was he? Riaz, Saima was there. I think Saima and Samina were there. Tanu was there. Tanu, how are you? Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I'm good.
Right.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Right. चलो बढ़िया है. Okay. P&L account में you do some sales, you do certain expenses. Let's say $100 million sales, sir. You do expenses, purchase plus expenses $80 million. Now you have profit of 20 million. Now as a finance manager, no profit. I have 20 million profit in my hand. Now I have to decide, boss. Now see, from this profit, generally dividend is paid to equity shareholder. Now for your information, and maybe you may not know this also, right? You are very new to the course. Tell me, is it compulsory to pay equity dividend or is it not compulsory to pay equity dividend? Bolo. People who are new, Asni, Ariha, Hari, tell me.
Not necessary.
Not compulsory to pay dividend. Asni, what do
Yes,
you say? Any idea about this or no?
Not
Ariya?
compulsory.
Not compulsory. Ariya,
Not
you given
compulsory.
some not compulsory? Right, chalo, badhiya. It is not compulsory at all to pay dividend. But you ask me, sir, 30 million, 20 million from our pocket. No, pay some dividend. I'm like, okay, don't worry. I need money for next project next year. I will keep that money with me and remaining or retain some earnings out of this and then pay some dividend to you. How much to pay dividend? How much will be retained earnings? And do you pay a dividend policy? Dividend policy means what? Are you paying some fixed amount or are you following some dividend policy where you say, let's say $10 dividend every year, $5 dividend every year, whatever it is, how much you are paying? That should be something that we should look at, right? Okay, yeah. Then see in the definition, you saw efficient acquisition. You see that by doing efficient acquisition and allocating these funds correctly, the objective of my company is fulfilled. So what is the objectives or what are the objectives of FM? Simple and sweet question, right? What are the objectives of FM? That is financial management. Now see, there are two types of what objectives. One is primary objective and second is secondary objective. What is it? Secondary objective, right? What is primary objective and what is secondary objective? We have to look at it in detail, right? Primary objective is, now see, whenever we are talking in FM, now see in accounts, if you have done FR accounts or any thing that is there, what is the main thing in accounts? Or a businessman looks at his accounts and has to get that amount. Kabhi bhi pucho, ask anyone that you are looking at a balance sheet and P&L, he will ask for only one thing. What is that? Sir, profit kitna hai? How much is the profit? Correct? We want to know the profit amount. Sir, if profit is more, that means we are very successful. That means we have grown our money. That means we are doing some good thing. But when it comes to finance, accounts ke hisab se that is okay. But when it comes to finance, I am not concerned about how much is the profit. What I am concerned about, have a look. Okay. I am concerned about only one or two things. Let's say I bought a company ka share, right? I bought a company ka share for $100. How much? $100. Today I bought it after 1 year. I am only concerned as an equity shareholder in FM whether this $100 goes to $110. If it goes to $110, that means as a shareholder in finance, I am only concerned as a shareholder or as a finance manager, I am only concerned about my shareholders' wealth. That means, see, if I say that the shares are wealth of my shareholder, shares value is the wealth of my shareholder, correct? In that case, I am only concerned that this value should go from 100 to 110, right? I am only concerned about only this and this thing in FM. Because if as a shareholder I see growth in the shares, I will tell other people to invest in the company. Or overall, if on the stock market they can see that there is a 10% rise in the share price in 1 year, people will want to invest in my company. So the sole purpose for finance is what? Shareholder wealth maximization. Sir, कुछ भी बोलते हो? You don't know anything, sir. Profit, if it goes up, no sir, 100% shareholder wealth maximization happens. That means share price goes up. Sir, you see, no, this Reliance, if they do what? Announce. If they announce, right, that $100 million profit is there, sir, their share price directly jumps up from 100 to 120. You're saying anything, sir? I can show instances or examples where this will not happen. Can I give you examples where this will not happen? Can I give you example? Check. Can I give you example? Aajo. Right? I'll give you an example. What is the example? Hear me out very keenly. Okay. The example is very simple. Let's say company A. This is 1/01/2026, right? And they have a share price of $100. And there is a annual general meeting, AGM of the company. Company में एक meeting हर साल every year, annually one meeting happens that gives bureau of whatever happens throughout the year. In the AGM, the managing director of the company, MD, says that boss, see, right now we have a profit of $50 million. How much? $50 million. He says in the meeting openly, next year we will have a profit of $120 million. How much? $120 million. And everybody, like, in the annual general meeting, generally they tap and say, great going. Okay. So everybody says, अरे बहुत बढ़िया मस्त काम किया आदमी, एक नंबर है, right? 50 million का directly will take to 120 million. That means next year 50 million will do 120 million, right? And all the shareholders are happy, right? And after 1 year, cut to 1/01/2027, he gives a bureau of the books of accounts. And it so turns out that, boss, the profit is only $70 million. And all the shareholders are so sad because they had expected that the share or the profit will go to $120 million. But how much is the profit? $70 million. As a shareholder, you feel cheated because whatever was promised was not given, and you start selling shares, and because of that the share price falls to $80 per share. Now tell me, has the profit increased? Now put aside all the what? Tell me, जो भी वादा किया सनम, keep it aside, right? वादा तोड़ दिया सनम. Why? The promise was broken. 120 million was said. But tell me, from 50 million to 70 million, is it growth or not growth in profit? Tell me. ग्रोथ है प्रॉफिट में? टेल मी. नहीं है? दिनेश, क्या लगता है? प्रॉफिट में ग्रोथ तो है ही है. But sir, you promised 120 million, gave only 70 million. So we are not so happy, and hence we want to sell our shares, and hence share price has gone down. That means shareholders' wealth has gone down completely. That means shareholder no longer have confidence or trust in the company. That is what things work out like. है क्या? बराबर है क्या? So is it always true that profit going up will lead to share price going up always? Profit going up means shareholder wealth will go up or share price will go up, or profit may go up but shareholder wealth may fall. Tell me. Bolo. What do you want me to conclude? What can we conclude with? Tell me. Share price going up. Bolo. 100% will, or sorry, this profit going up every time, will share price go up or not? Bolo.
Majority case, yes, sir. But
yes, but not all cases.
Situations, not all cases.
Not in every case. Increase in profit will lead to shareholder wealth maximization. Hence, क्या है? Shareholder wealth maximization is primary function. And profit maximization क्या है भाइयों? It is there. Is it there? Profit maximization देखो जरा. Is it one of the objectives? Yes. But is it the primary objective or secondary objective? बोलो. एवरीबडी सेकेंडरी ऑब्जेक्टिव है भाई, इज सेकेंडरी ऑब्जेक्टिव। चलो भाइयों, इज इट ओके? टेल मी एनी प्रॉब्लम इन दिस नोट? बोलो, कैन आई गो एट देन? ठीक है, चलो। प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन ओके, राइट। शेयर होल्डर वेल्थ, अभी शेयर होल्डर वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन मीन्स सिंपल, शेयर प्राइस 100 था, गोइंग टू 110, राइट। हाँ, आगे जाके शेयर होल्डर वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन विल ऑल्सो बी लिंक टू एनपीवी, बट दैट वे इज अ लॉन्ग टाइम अहेड, तो अभी उसमें वी डू नॉट हैव टू गो इन डिटेल इन दैट। अभी के लिए ओके, इफ माय शेयर होल्डर्स वेल्थ इज इंक्रीजिंग, आई एम हैप्पी because that is my primary objective. Secondary objective, obviously I want to fulfill secondary objectives as well, but as a finance manager, in my brain 24/7 what should run? Profit maximization or shareholder wealth maximization? Always shareholder wealth maximization. That is my primary objective, primary concern. If my shareholders wealth does not increase, I am not a very good finance manager. 10 rupees invested, it does not go to 11, 12, 13, 14. I am a bad finance manager. I will be kicked out of the company. बरोबर है क्या? ओके है क्या? कैन वी गो हेड? कैन आई गो हेड? बोलो।
Yes, sir.
then then next, EPS growth. What is EPS growth? चलो, what is EPS? We need to understand what is EPS as well. चलो, क्या EPS में
earnings per
क्या
share.
है? What is EPS?
Earnings
Earnings
per
per
share.
share. Maybe a lot of you know it, maybe a lot of you don't know it. रुको, EPS को थोड़ा सा पेंडिंग रखते, विल कम बैक टू EPS आफ्टर वी डू TSR. TSR कर लेते पहले, आफ्टर दैट विल कम. हाँ, बट कम टू मार्केट शेयर इंक्रीज. What is market share increase? Can you tell me? Market share increase. What is market share increase? बोलो. What is market share? Anyone can tell me what is market share? बोलो.
Sir, in a society, if there are competitors, and if let's say people around 40 to 30 to 40% of people buy products of a company, so we can say that the market share of a company is 30 to 40%. So it's a percentage of people who chooses your company over the other
Correct.
company.
How many percentage of customers from the market do you cater to? Means, if there are 100 people in India, population, and they all use mobile phones. If you are a mobile phone company and 40 people use your mobile phone, means what? That is, you have how much? 40% market share. Means what? Tell me. Means what? Means, sir, let's say Vodafone Idea का example, best example to take. Best example to take. Sir, why Vodafone Idea? Best example, Vodafone Idea, Jio, Airtel. Vodafone Idea one company, Jio, Airtel and BSNL. Are these major four what telecom what companies in India? इसके अलावा कोई है क्या फिफ्थ कंपनी? बोलो, एनी फिफ्थ कंपनी? फोर कंपनीज, उसमें भी वोडाफोन आइडिया, आई डोंट नो whether they are in competition or not, but major competition between Vodafone Idea and BSNL, I don't even know whether they are in any kind of competition. Two major companies who are in competition, who are those? Tell me. कौन है दो लोग major?
Airtel and Jio.
Airtel, Jio. They two are what? Major competitors as of now, right? उसमें भी Airtel I think is quite ahead in that race. But अभी now Airtel, everybody is having problem क्या? Airtel में is there a network problem all over
Yes.
India या मेरे को ही है?
Yes, अभी भी हो रहा है.
हो रहा है ना? There is a problem now everybody who have Airtel. No offense to Jio और Airtel. ठीक है क्या? किसको हो रहा है क्या Airtel नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम? सीरियस Airtel नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है क्या? नहीं ना? है कि नहीं? मेरे को तो हो रहा है सीरियस नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम.
है sir,
है ना? So if that is the case, now see, market share increase means I always want to win over my competitors' customers, right? I always want to increase my market share, right? That is what market share means. Okay, क्या? चल, उसके बाद geographical growth means first you were in 10 countries, now 10 cities, now you have to be in 11 cities, 12 cities, 13 cities. So you want more and more geographical growth, right? You want more and more branches and more presence in different areas. Then customer satisfaction. You want what? As a finance manager, your customer should be satisfied. See, if your customer is satisfied, will they return back to you? Tell me. I can say that we have what? Good customer satisfaction. People who join for FM end up joining PM as well, right? Who join FR end up joining AA, FM, PM. First paper FR, then FM, then WR, PM, and then whatever you have to take after that. AFM also, who have learned FM with us, come for AFM, right? Most of the students who come for FM return for AFM. That is how our organization works. बराबर है क्या? देखो जरा, customer satisfaction. Then there is something called as social responsibility. सुना है क्या? Social responsibility.
yes.
Have you heard about social responsibility? What do you know about social responsibility? Company do, what do companies do? Have you heard the term corporate social responsibility?
Yes, sir.
What do the companies do in this?
A part of the profits has to be used for social services.
Social services. Now see, it so happened here, generally no. Now more of what will happen, even at AFM level and at FM level, now they are asking applicative questions in this. So today we'll go through all the theory, thoda sa solving. Tomorrow we'll be doing applicative questions, right? I will be pasting at the end questions based on this, right? TSR hai, ye hai, wo hai. All the questions that are there, I will bring at one place and you can, or we can solve the questions together, right? So certain questions, theory MCQs. Now my focus this time around. See, I know with my classes, practical MCQs are comparatively very simple, right? Theory MCQs में there is 70-80% comfort. We want to bring it to 100% by solving almost all theory MCQs in class. Section C में practical में students don't have a problem. थोड़ा बहुत theory में. Overall students have problem in theory. So we are going to focus more on theory part so that you can score maximum marks there. ठीक है? तो सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी में बहुत सिंपल है, राइट? इट सेज दैट यू शुड नॉट ओनली थिंक अबाउट व्हाट शेयर होल्डर, वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन, प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन, ऑल फाइनेंशियल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. यू शुड लुक एट नॉन फाइनेंशियल ऑब्जेक्टिव लाइक social responsibility, right? I have a very good example of social responsibility. Have you heard about the cancer village in Punjab? Idea hai or no? Cancer village in Punjab, have you heard? नहीं मालूम? Really?
No, sir.
अरे, there was a village in Punjab. Danger. क्या था? So there was a village in Punjab. उसके आसपास there were a lot of factories, right? ऐसा एक factory था near. It used to pollute the air. ऐसे. All whatever waste it used to take out, it used to release it in the air. So government ने they, because it was harmful gases, so the government basically did what? They passed a notice to them that you cannot do this, boss. Find other ways to dump your waste somewhere else. तो उन्होंने क्या किया? They tried to dump it somewhere else, river में कहीं. It was not possible to do that. So what did they do? Inside the factory only, they dig a 100-feet dump and started whatever smokes and everything that came out. No, they started dumping in the land underground. So what happened? All these chemicals that were released, harmful chemicals, were now mixing in the land. And nearby, wherever there were what? Farmers growing any crop, right? All these crops had this impact of chemical, and all these were chemical laden crops. The people who ate all these what? Wheat and all that, the whole village that was feeding off this farm, right, had cancer. Every house had almost 2 or 3 patients who were cancer patients because they were logically having what? Food laden with chemicals, because it contaminated the soil. So आपका social responsibility is your social responsibility to boss take care that whatever you are dumping, right, should not harm other people. Simple and sweet. It's a social responsibility. Just for earning profits, they played around with the future of a lot of people. Actually, it was called as the cancer village of Punjab. Very what disheartening story, but true in all sense. Should not be done by companies. Social responsibility. Then next objective is okay, sales or revenue maximization. You want to increase your sales or revenue. And last is ROC, growth in ROC, return on capital employed. That means you want to increase your rate from your capital that you have invested. Okay. These are also okay. Now, do you see I have written FO and NFO? FO means financial objective, means they can be measured in dollar or money terms. But non-financial objective cannot be measured. अब ठीक है, shareholder wealth can you measure in money terms? $100, $110? Yes. Profit 100 million, 200 million? Yes. EPS भी क्या है? $10 per share, $15 per share? Yes. Market share increase, do you calculate in dollars or do you calculate in percentage? बोलो. Percentage or dollars? So is it a financial objective or a non-financial objective, Baba? Non-financial objective. Geographic growth. Sir, first we had what? 10 cities where we were there. Now we have 12 cities. Can you calculate it in dollar terms? You have just increased the number of what? Tell me. Locations. Does that 100% assure profit or shareholder wealth maximization? So now we are at 12 places. That does not mean that you will have profit. It just says that you should grow geographically. Customer satisfaction, can you measure it in dollars? Bolo. Financial or non-financial objective? Tell me. Non-financial objective. Social responsibility. Bolo. Can you measure in dollars or not measure in dollars? Not measure in dollars. Sales or revenue maximization, can you measure in dollars? Yes. Can you? Bolo. 100 नहीं 200% you can measure in dollars. कर सकते क्या? Everybody बोलो.
Yes. Yes.
But ROC, can you measure in dollars? Yes. ROC is based on PBIT. It will come in some time. So I am keeping EPS. Give me some time EPS, and ROC also give me some time. Okay. ROC and EPS both give me some time. These what concepts are there in your syllabus. If you want to write down, kindly write it down. देख लो एक बार. If you want to write it down. लिखना है? Or have you written it down? Patapat, I'll give you 2 minutes. Write it down, Baba.
Meanwhile, I have a small doubt, sir.
Sorry?
Meanwhile, I have a very small doubt, sir.
Tell me. No.
How's profit maximization and growth in ROC differ, sir?
Profit maximization, ROC is a percentage measure, right?
Okay.
In that there are two components, profit as well as capital employed. It is in percentage, but it is directly related to what? Revenue or profits, and hence it is a financial objective.
No.
Profit maximization is only last year 10 million, this year 12 million. Correct? But ROC gives it a flavor of what? Capital employed. You have to divide it by the capital employed and percentage increase will be taken. But it is a financial objective because it is based on profit.
No.
Yes. But ROC will come. For time, give me some time. ROC is on its way.
Sure.
Can I go ahead if you are okay with this? Chalu, everybody? Okay. You want to write this down? Write it down. 2 minutes I'll give you. Then we'll go to TSR. चलो पहले स्टेक होल्डर थियरी विल डू, देन विल गो टू TSR. चलो स्टेक होल्डर थियरी. What are stakeholders and what are shareholders? Any idea? Who are stakeholders? Stakeholder and shareholder same or different?
Different.
Completely different, boss. But are shareholders stakeholders?
Yes.
And are stakeholders all stakeholders are shareholders?
No, sir.
No. For those who doing it for the first time, देख लो shareholder and stakeholder जमीन आसमान का फर्क है भाइयों, बराबर है. What are stakeholders? I'll tell you very simple. इसका बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल राइट स्टेक होल्डर का. व्हाट इज द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ स्टेक होल्डर? हैव अ लुक. Stakeholders are actually people or parties who are affected by any decision taken by a company. सुनो, let's say you have Mahindra company. Mahindra, in Pune and nearby Pune, near Nashik and all those cities in Maharashtra, Mahindra ka there is a lot of presence. I don't know whether you know it or not. Mahindra Auto. Have you heard the term or heard the company Mahindra Auto? Truck, your four-wheeler and all these are made by Mahindra Auto. A lot of assembly plants are there of Mahindra Auto, right? Ab Mahindra Auto mein what happens, no? Let's say Mahindra Auto is making 10,000 units every month of whatever, truck ho gaya, ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya. It was making 10,000 what? Units every month. Now, but Mahindra, no? So Mahindra has what? A lot of people or stakeholders, right? Now what happens? See, if Mahindra from tomorrow decides, let's say 10,000 नहीं, next month से तो हम खाली 5,000 units produce करेंगे. How much? 5,000 units. Means are they downsizing majorly? सोच के बोलना. Or are they expanding their business? Tell me. Downsizing or expanding? Fully downsizing, boss. टेंशन होगा क्या? 100% डाउनसाइजिंग, राइट है क्या? 100 नहीं 200% डाउनसाइजिंग. अब डाउनसाइज करेंगे तो लफड़ा होगा या विल इट बी अ स्मूथ राइड? टेल मी. विल इट बी प्रॉब्लमेटिक और विल इट बी स्मूथ राइड? टेल मी. फुल्ली प्रॉब्लमेटिक. Now Mahindra says we have 1000 employees. The first thing that they do, and who are the first people who get to know all this? Will employees get to know all this or customers and suppliers will get to know all this first? सबसे पहले एम्प्लॉय डायरेक्टर इनको पता चलेगा, they will know it, और outsiders will know it. बोलो, who will know it? Employees. Director employees. Why director employees know it? Because Mahindra passes a what rule or maybe a does an announcement that boss there are 1000 employees, we are going to fire 500 employees. We are going to do what? Fire 500 employees. सबसे पहले employees को पता चलेगा company is downsizing, we are going to be what? So the first impact of any decision, will it be on outsider, supplier, customer, loan note यानी loan वाले, equity shareholder, or will it be on, tell me, the directors and employees? बोलो.
Directors and employees.
डायरेक्टर एम्प्लॉयज पे फर्स्ट इम्पैक्ट हाईएस्ट यानी इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द इम्पैक्ट हाईएस्ट ऑन द डायरेक्टर्स, राइट, एंड एम्प्लॉयज. ये रहे, दे आर इनसाइड द कंपनी, दे आर कॉल्ड एज इंटरनल स्टेक होल्डर्स. दे आर कॉल्ड व्हाट? इंटरनल स्टेक होल्डर्स भाई, राइट. फ्रॉम ईयर, ठीक है. Then after this, director employees, 500 employees are fired and all that happens. Then you talk to your supplier. Whom do you talk to? Who are directly what? Involved or connected with your business. Supplier. कि बाबा no, from next month 10,000 unit raw material नहीं चाहिए. We need only 5,000 units का raw material. So will there be a loss of business for supplier? Tell me. First used to sell 10,000 units worth of raw material. अभी only 5,000 units worth of raw material. क्या है? Dangerous. Correct. Then customers, they expected every month 10,000 units. Now are you going to give them 10,000 units or only 5,000 units for sale? Tell me. Only 5,000 units. Right. Then just as you now see from 10,000 if you go to 5,000, profit reduce होगा या profit बढ़ेगा? Tell me. Will it go down or go up? Profit. Tell me. It will go down considerably. बराबर है. So will you be able to pay your, now see, from that profit, do you pay interest to the people who have given you loan? Interest payment to loan note holders or banks. Will the debt holders be very happy with this decision? Bolo. If your profit goes down, will you be able to pay interest on time if you don't have sufficient profit? Then after this, shareholder will also be impacted or no? 100% he will also be impacted. Because of this, you have fired 500 employees. Will there be good name for you in the market, or will there be a fall in the goodwill and the share price will go down of the company? Bolo. Full fall, right? So shareholder will also not be happy, supplier not happy, customer not happy, debt holder not happy, shareholder not happy. One person who is very happy, who is that person? You downsizing means it is an opportunity for your what? Competitor. He is very happy. He is like, अरे 10,000 का make it 2,000 only. 2,000 ही बनाओ. 2,000. We will dance on the streets because we are very happy. Correct. Those are connected stakeholders. Those are called what? This circle. These 5 are called as connected stakeholders. What are these called? Connected stakeholders, boss. They are the second, impact wise, second or thoda sa less impact than employees and directors. First, most what? Impact to director and employees who are internally there. Connected stakeholders who are what? Outside the company but are connected with the company what? Quite closely. Then there is what? Your government, social groups, right? Lawmakers, और यू कुड से यहाँ पे क्या है नाम? गवर्नमेंट. देखो जरा. गवर्नमेंट, लॉ मेकर्स और रेगुलेटर्स. करेक्ट. प्रेशर ग्रुप्स. गवर्नमेंट तो ठीक है. विल गवर्नमेंट हैव एन इम्पैक्ट? टेल मी. यू हैव फायर्ड 500 पीपल, राइट? Will they go and do some what? Complaint against you? You have mass fired 500 people. Will they be what? Sad? Yes, government is going to take some action against you. You cannot fire 500 people in one night. Correct? Then if that is happening, will it force the government to make new regulations that boss, there should be stricter law policies in India or labor law policies, and regulations need to change because if companies directly fire 500 people, it will be a havoc. Will it be impacting society at a large? Yes. You have fired 500 people, so 500 homes who depend on their income are going to have some problem. And then these 500 people who are fired, they will form a pressure group. क्या बोलो? यूनियन. 1,000 में से you fired 500 of us, बाकी 500 will go on a strike. कल से strike, we are not going to come on work. ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? Yes, has happened before, will happen before. These are external stakeholders. So 3 types of stakeholders: internal, connected baba, and external. Correct? Have a look. देखो. If only internal and external classification, then connected will be considered as external stakeholders. Have a look at this. Makes sense? Does not make sense? देख लो. Okay, go through this. Tell me whether you have any problem. If you are okay, then I'll go ahead. ये एग्जाम्पल ही है. This page can be deleted. Stakeholder theory में देखो, all shareholders are stakeholders in a company. True or false? बोलो. All shareholders are stakeholders. True. But all stakeholders are shareholders. सारे stakeholder are only people who get influenced by the decision. Have a look. True or false? कोई टेंशन? Everybody go through it once. Okay होगा तो we can go ahead. ठीक है क्या? Have a look. Now we can start TSR if you are okay. चलो TSR के साथ. Can I go ahead into TSR? चलो.
Yes. चलो आ जाओ. Look at the question. You want to copy down this question? You can copy down. Or you could give heading in your book, total shareholder return. You can give the heading in your book, total shareholder return. That would also work with me. However you want to take this side. ठीक है? कैसा करना? You want to write down the question? Write it down. चलो, I'll give you what? 2 minutes. Write it down, Baba. Mr. A has bought 1000 shares of company Z for $51 per share on 1/01/2025. Mr. A received an interim dividend. Now what is interim dividend? वो भी समझाना पड़ेगा. What is interim dividend? Tell me. Dividend paid.
Dividend paid between two general meetings.
Generally, see, I don't want to take company law classes, but generally dividend is paid once in a year. But in extraordinary situations, you can have a dividend which is paid what? In 6 months. That is between two annual general meetings. General meeting happens every year. उन दो general meeting के बीच में or in between both the annual general meetings, if any dividend is paid, it is called interim dividend. And there is something called as final dividend, which is paid at the end of next year at $3 that, $4 this. Correct? The share price at the end is $66 per share. So now tell me how to go ahead with this first question. Calculate the percentage return in the form of total dividend. Bolo. Tell me how much have you invested per share in the company? Tell me. Invested per share in the company. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Everybody, Bhavika, chup mat beto or else you will not understand anything. How much? $51, right? And in the form of dividend, you received what? $3 per share. And final dividend, how much? $4 per share. So if I tell you that dividend return कितना मिला? Tell me. Total dividend return. बोलो. $4 plus $3. That is, or $3 plus $4. I should write like that. That is interim plus final dividend. That is equal to how much? $7. And amount invested in shares कितना है? बोलो. Per share. बोलो. Amount invested is how much per share? $51. So what is the return percentage? फ्रॉम डिविडेंड बोलो कितना है? हाउ मच इज इट? $7 डिवाइडेड बाय $51 कितना आएगा बाबा? बोलो इन परसेंटेज।
13.73%.
How much? 13.73, 0.1373, that is 13.73%. Everybody getting this or no? बोलो
Yeah.
आया है क्या सबका या नहीं? बोलो बोलो परसेंटेज फॉर्म में 13.73. हैव यू कॉपीड द क्वेश्चन? चलो कॉपी डाउन द बी क्वेश्चन. बी क्वेश्चन चलेंगे क्या बी क्वेश्चन में? यू वांट माय हेल्प इन बी क्वेश्चन और कैन यू डू इट ऑन योर ओन? टेल मी. चलो करो बी क्वेश्चन. हाउ मच इज द परसेंटेज? टेल मी. सी यू कैन ऑन योर माइक एंड टॉक. आई डोंट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम. तनु, समीना, साइमा, बोलो भाई बोलो. डोंट स्टे साइलेंट इन क्लास, नहीं तो आई विल बिकम वायलेंट. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन क्या है? गेन इन टर्म्स ऑफ शेयर प्राइस इंक्रीज कैसे निकालेंगे? हाँ 29.41%. ओके, हाउ डिड यू कैलकुलेट दैट? बोलो बोलो.
Share price as on 31st 12 2025 minus share price as on
You
1/1/25
said share price at end is equal to how much?
minus
Tell me.
share price has been equal to $66
$66, and you invested share price now, that
at
is
$51.
today, that is equal to $51. So how much is the increase in share
Gain is
price?
15.
Everybody, how much is increase in share price? Tell me. $15. So an invested amount is how much today? बोलो भाई, invested amount is $51. Therefore return percentage is how much baba? Tell me. $15
15
return
by
over the 51.
51 into 100.
Correct. So that is 29.41%. Baba, everybody getting this answer or no?
Yes, sir.
So now, so if I say as a shareholder, you are getting two returns. What are the two returns, Baba? Tell me.
Capital gain and dividend.
Capital gain and dividend. So dividend return plus capital gain return is equal to how much? Your 13.73% plus 29.41%. How much is it? 43.14. Arey, but sir, every time we have to do like this, kya? Every time do we have to do like this? No. The basic TSR formula. See, could we have done like this also? Have a look. Huh? Could we have done it like this also? Have a look. एक और ऑप्शन था करने का. Could we have done like this? TSR. Example I'm telling you. TSR. We are what? Deriving the formula of TSR. See, yeah? Sir, what all return did you get from the share? From buying the share. See, I got $3 का interim dividend plus $4 का final dividend plus 66 minus 51. I got $15 का return as capital gain. The whole divided by I invested $51. कितना आएगा? $7 total dividend plus $15 capital gain. The whole divided by 51. Still does it come to 43.14 without calculator? Tell me. I can tell you it will come to 43.14 if this calculation is correct. Check करो एक बार. बोलो.
Yes, sir. 43.1.
43.14. तो TSR का फॉर्मूला वही है. देखो what is the TSR formula. Now see what is this 66? Is it the share price now? That means you are investing now, and 66 you will get after 1 year the share price. Is it share price at the start or share price at the end? 66 end of year or start of year? बोलो.
End of year.
End of year. तो ये है डिविडेंड. ये क्या है? डिविडेंड. दिस इज शेयर प्राइस एट एंड बाबा. 51 is what? Share price at beginning of the year. And again नीचे का 51 is what? Share price at beginning. तो सर फॉर्मूला क्या बना? Have a look. टोटल डिविडेंड और इंटरिम डिविडेंड प्लस फाइनल डिविडेंड बराबर है प्लस योर शेयर प्राइस एट द एंड minus share price at the beginning, the whole divided by share price at the beginning is the TSR formula. So can you write down this formula? TSR का formula. First formula of your what? FM. TSR, total shareholder return. Total shareholder return. Total shareholder return. Formula to be written. फॉर्मूला डिराइव्ड. देखो ऑल फॉर्मूला विल बी डिराइव्ड इन क्लास. कोई फॉर्मूला ऐसा बोल दिया सिर्फ एक या दो फॉर्मूला है वेयर डेरिवेशन इज वेरी बल्की एंड नॉट रिक्वायर्ड इन एग्जाम तो नहीं करूंगा. बाकी एवरीवेयर एल्स फॉर्मूला 100 नहीं, 500 नहीं, 700 नहीं, 1000% विल बी डिराइव्ड इन क्लास. मेरा वादा है ऑल फॉर्मूलाज विल बी डिराइव्ड इन क्लास. 100 नहीं, 200%. देख लो. ओके क्या? आर यू ओके विद TSR? टोटल शेयर होल्डर रिटर्न. हाँ शॉर्ट फॉर्म में लिखा है, फुल फॉर्म लिख देता हूँ भाई वापस. यू विल फाइट मी ऑन दैट. टोटल शेयर होल्डर रिटर्न, वेरी एविडेंट क्वेश्चन इन द एग्जामिनेशन. टोटल शेयर होल्डर रिटर्न TSR फॉर्मूला लिख लिया क्या भाइयों? लिख लो. आई वॉन्ट टू टेक 2-3 क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस. ओके होगा तो आगे बढ़ता हूँ. क्या लगता है? तनु, समीना, साइमा, रियाज, लकी, दिनेश, हरी, अस्मिता, भाविका, किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम है क्या? ठीक है, लिख लिया TSR का फॉर्मूला.
Yes.
और मेरे पास क्वेश्चन है. आ जाओ. एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. आपको क्वेश्चन लिखना है तो लिखो, आंसर भी आपने ही निकालना है. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प यू विद द. मैं आराम से बैठने वाला, आपने क्वेश्चन का आंसर निकालना है. आपको एग्जाम्पल लिखना लिखो, नहीं तो TSR एग्जाम्पल टू रिफर नोट्स ऐसा बोल के आंसर डायरेक्ट कैलकुलेट करो. ओके, 11.67% इज वन आंसर आई गॉट. सबका 11.67 आ रहा है क्या? देख लो. TSR बोलो क्या करूं TSR का? कितना है? एवरीबॉडी गेटिंग 11.67. कोई कर रहा है क्या? चलो. टोटल शेयर होल्डर रिटर्न कितना आएगा? टेल मी, हाउ विल यू कैलकुलेट? बोलो. 1.25 इंटरिम डिविडेंड प्लस 2.12 फाइनल डिविडेंड ब्रैकेट में प्लस ब्रैकेट में शेयर प्राइस एट द एंड. हाउ मच इज इट? 106 और 115?
115.
सबका आ रहा है क्या 11.67% और नो? ओके है. एनीबॉडी हैविंग डाउट बाबा? सिंपलेस्ट ऑफ द सिंपलेस्ट क्वेश्चंस. बोलो. सलाह चलो फिर थर्ड क्वेश्चन पे चलो, ये थोड़ा सा मे बी अ बिट डिफिकल्ट, थोड़ा सा यहाँ कंफ्यूजन हो सकता है।
Can you move the question a little up, sir?
सॉरी,
Full question is not.
हाँ फुल क्वेश्चन इज रिटन यार, यू कैन से
No.
TSR एग्जाम्पल 3। First question, will you take this? What will be share price at the beginning? $100 या $512? Tell me that. Nominal value will you take or will you take market value of share? बोलो, nominal or market? Do you buy shares from the market or at nominal value? बोलो, market value. Okay. Okay. तो करो ना. Then tell me, wait, how much is dividend then? Dividend received? बोलो. चलो, 1-1 situation. Tell me. How much? 70. How much is
$17.
the capital gain भाइयों? है क्या gain है या loss है? Tell me.
लॉस
Is
है,
there a loss or a gain? अरे loss है ना, देखो ना.
लॉस
How
है।
much? 512 minus 490. How much is the loss, बाबा?
22।
22. So have a look. Then how much will be your TSR? Will your TSR be positive or negative? एक मिनट, उल्टा है to
नेगेटिव।
right. 490 minus 512. बोलो. तो TSR, have a look. 17 का डिविडेंड रिसीव्ड प्लस शेयर प्राइस एट द एंड इज हाउ मच? 490 minus 512, the whole divided by 512 means, tell me, will you have a positive TSR or a negative TSR, baba?
Negative.
Negative. How much negative? What percentage?
0.98.
0.98
8.
percentage. Are you okay with 512 being the denominator? Any problem here? Maybe a googly question. You did not understand this. Maybe. I am not pretty sure. Are you okay with 512 in the denominator? या 512 में प्रॉब्लम है दोस्तों? बोलो. ओके हो तो आगे बढ़ू. चलो क्या आगे?
यस सर।
चलो ओके. अब चलो एक और आगे के क्वेश्चन पे. एडवांस क्वेश्चन, मस्त क्वेश्चन है, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट क्वेश्चंस इन TSR. आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ. हाँ, क्वेश्चन देखना जरा. Mr. C received dividend of $17 per share. The share price after 1 year is expected to be 358 and TSR of the share is 28%. What is asked? Is TSR asked or today's share value asked? Bolo. What is today's share value? Means share price at the beginning, Baba, or share price at the end? Bolo. Beginning. निकालो तो. So see, if you have the TSR formula, write the TSR formula. Shanti se. TSR is what? Dividend plus आराम से share price at end minus share price at beginning. बाबा बराबर है क्या? The whole divided by share price at beginning. अभी आराम से. Do you have the dividend और TSR है क्या आपके पास? How much is the TSR? Tell me.
28%।
0.28 or 28% is equal to how much is the dividend, Baba? 17 plus. Do you have the share price at the end, that is after 1 year or expected share price of next year? Bolo. Yes. How much is that?
358।
358 minus. Do you have the share price at the beginning?
No.
The whole divided by, do you have the share price at the beginning? No. So here your mathematical prowess comes in, right? How will you calculate TSR? Then this X will go here. So it will become 0.28x is equal to 17 plus bracket open 358 minus x. Then this x will go this side. So what will happen? Minus x going that side, what will happen? Plus
Plus
1x
1x
is equal to 17 plus 358. 17 plus 358 निकाल लो कितना आएगा? बोलो.
375.
375. Therefore, 1.28x is equal to 375. Therefore, x is equal to 375 divided by what? 1.28. So x कितना आएगा राजू? How much is x? Huh?
295.31.
295 के 292 आया ना रे? 292.97 या 295 है? एक बार चेक करो.
सर 290.9.
292.97 ऐसा कुछ आता है ना?
यस सर, यस सर.
Yes, yes, sir.
292.97 आया क्या? Everybody, did you understand the question? Everybody, क्वेश्चन समझा कि नहीं समझा? बोलो.
Yes, sir.
चलो फिर आगे बोलो. एक और क्वेश्चन है अपने पास. एक और क्वेश्चन. हैव अ लुक. कैन यू डू दिस फॉर होमवर्क? बोलो. $480 right now. During the year $35. TSR of coming year 27.5. Calculate the share price after 1 year. Means you have to calculate share price at end, share price at the beginning. बोलो.
शेयर प्राइस एट द एंड.
एंड. तो कर पाओगे? मैं करूँ या होमवर्क में करोगे?
कर लेंगे सर, कर लेंगे.
कर लेंगे. और 2-3 क्वेश्चन है देखो होमवर्क में. सिमिलर टाइप के क्वेश्चन है. TQK कंपनी देख लो. TQK has just paid a dividend of 0.21 and its share price 1 year ago. चलो ऐसा भी एक क्वेश्चन ले लेता हूँ 1 year ago वाला. ये तो होमवर्क है आपको. एक और एग्जांपल ले लेता हूँ. एग्जांपल 5 लिख लो. TSR. ठीक है. मिस्टर ए has received a dividend of $5 just now from the company and the share price now is $105. TSR of the year just ended is 18%. Calculate the share price 1 year ago. चलो ये कैसा करेंगे? First tell me what I have asked here. Have I asked for share price at the beginning or share price at the end? पढ़ के मेरे को बताओ. शांति से. बोलो. What have I asked you? तनु क्या लगता है? शेयर प्राइस एट द बिगिनिंग पूछा है या शेयर प्राइस एट द एंड पूछा है?
And
हाँ.
and
एंड.
At the beginning.
बिगिनिंग.
beginning.
भावी का क्या लगता है?
Sir, beginning.
बिगिनिंग पूछा है क्योंकि मैंने आज का शेयर प्राइस पूछा और 1 साल पहले का शेयर प्राइस पूछा है.
1 साल पहले को.
1 साल पहले का मतलब स्टार्ट ऑफ द ईयर या एंड ऑफ द ईयर? टेल मी.
Start
Of the year. So your what? TSR देखो TSR तो दिया आपको 18%, फिर आपको दिया क्या है, शेयर प्राइस एट एंड दिया हुआ कितना, दिया हुआ 105, डिविडेंड दिया हुआ कितना, $5। तो निकालो कितना आता है शेयर प्राइस एट बिगनिंग। कैसे निकालेंगे, 0.18 इज इक्वल टू, आ जाओ, 5 प्लस क्या है 105 माइनस एक्स द होल डिवाइडेड बाय एक्स। तो क्या करेंगे, 1.18x इज इक्वल टू 110, ऐसे ही आएगा क्या। x इज इक्वल टू 110 पॉइंट डिवाइड बाय 1.18, तो x कितना आता है भाई,
93.22
हाँ
93.22
$93.22, $93.22। चलो इसके बाद
सर
ये
आई
नीचे,
हैव अ डाउट।
हाँ बोलो ना।
सर इधर पे सी लिखा हुआ है शेयर प्राइस 1 ईयर अगो, यहाँ पे कुछ स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया
बट बोला
बिगनिंग
ना
एंड एंड है।
TSR फॉर द ईयर जस्ट एंडेड, मतलब क्या, बोलना जरा। TSR फॉर द ईयर जस्ट एंडेड, और अभी क्या बोला है, मिस्टर हैज रिसीव्ड जस्ट नाउ फ्रॉम द कंपनी। जनरली डिविडेंड कब रिसीव होता है, एंड ऑफ द ईयर, बराबर है। ऐसा ही एग्जामिनर आपके साथ, मोर ऑफ द एग्जामिनर वांट्स टू प्ले इन इंग्लिश। अब देखो ना यहाँ पे भी नीचे सेम क्वेश्चन है, पढ़ना जरा ये क्वेश्चन। ये है 1 ईयर अगो की शेयर प्राइस दी है और आज की शेयर प्राइस दी है। नीचे वाला क्वेश्चन उल्टा है, थर्ड क्वेश्चन, ये नीचे वाला थर्ड। मैंने दोनों क्वेश्चन, एक क्वेश्चन, ये 2-3 क्वेश्चन आप होमवर्क में कर सकते हैं, 12th 6th और 15th फ्रॉम योर स्टडी अवे क्वेश्चन, होमवर्क है तीनों, इजी है, बहुत बहुत इजी है,
सर ये आपके नोट्स में ही अटैच है
मेरे
क्वेश्चन?
नोट्स में ही है। तो सब टाइप के TSR के क्वेश्चन अपने क्लास में हो चुके, ओके क्या, देख लो, ठीक है, कैन आई गो एड, चलो आगे, कुछ प्रॉब्लम, प्रॉफिट फॉर्मेट पढ़ाने का मेरे को, तो ब्रेक चाहिए या करूँ कंटिन्यू, थक गए हो, बोलो क्या करना, टेल मी। पहले एक प्रॉफिट फॉर्मेट बेसिक लिख लो, राइट डाउन प्रॉफिट फॉर्मेट, दिस विल बी हेल्प्ड और दिस विल हेल्प यू टिल द एंड ऑफ द पोर्शन। चलेंगे क्या, प्रॉफिट सेल्स माइनस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट गिव्स यू कंट्रीब्यूशन। अब एनीवन हु डज नॉट नो व्हाट इज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, बाबा एनीवन, ऐसा कोई है हु डज नॉट नो व्हाट इज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, अस्मिता क्या बोलता है वेरिएबल कॉस्ट,
पता है।
पढ़ लिया ना,
यस सर।
कैसा था वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, बोलना जरा, याद है,
हाँ जी सर।
कितना मिला रहा है एंड में तुमको, मेरे को याद नहीं है अस्मिता, PM में
61 सर।
61, 60 प्लस मिला मतलब मैं खुश, राइट, ठीक है, बढ़िया। सेल्स माइनस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, हाँ रियस, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट ओके है क्या, या पढ़ाओ वेरिएबल कॉस्ट। देखो वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज जनरली द कॉस्ट दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड टू मैन्युफैक्चर एन आइटम, राइट, जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए कॉस्ट लगती है विच इज पर यूनिट, कैन बी एलोकेटेड पर यूनिट, is called as variable cost, and the cost which cannot be allocated per unit and are fixed and are period cost are fixed cost. फिर any depreciation on assets will be deducted, you will get an amount called as PBIT, what you will get, PBIT from it. So 100 में से 30 अगर वेरिएबल कॉस्ट है, कंट्रीब्यूशन आफ्टर डिडक्टिंग द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट ऑफ दिस right? How much does this product contribute towards the other costs which are not directly related to the production is called as a fixed cost, right? Or is called as contribution. And contribute, how much are you contributing against what? Your fixed cost. So out of the contribution, 70, 20 and 10 are actual fixed costs that are taking place. In that also tell me, fixed cost can be cash flow based, but depreciation, is it a cash expense or a non-cash expense? थोड़ा सोचना.
Non-cash expense.
Always non-cash expense. उसके बाद you get what? PBIT, प्रॉफिट बिफोर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्स, या ईबीआईटी या नेट ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट, दोनों वर्ड है इसके लिए. पीबीआईटी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. पीबीआईटी, ईबीआईटी या नेट ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट इज 40. फिर उसमें से सबसे पहले डिडक्ट क्या होता है बोलो? पीबीआईटी में द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट इज डिडक्टेड इज इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन और डेट. बराबर है क्या? वो माइनस हो गया. You get something called as PBT or EBT. I'm telling you, write this, huh? Very important from exam point of view. This will be repeated 100 times in class. झूठ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. Every time I want to make you understand something in NPV or even going ahead somewhere in working capital, I am going to use it in cost of capital. This is again going to be used. If you don't know this, it is very difficult to know this going ahead. ठीक है? तो इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन और डेट 40 में से 10 माइनस हो गया. यू आर लेफ्ट विथ पीबीटी. फ्रॉम दिस पीबीटी टैक्स इज डिडक्टेड ऑन दिस. लेट्स से इफ द रेट इज 30%, ऑन दिस 30 you are going to pay how much? 30% tax. How much is that? $9 million का tax, correct? Then you have something called as profit after tax. Profit after tax. Tell me, will you pay dividend to equity shareholder first or a preference shareholder first? Tell me.
Preferential.
हमेशा preference shareholder. So first preference share dividend will be deducted from PAT. Then you will get a term called as EAESH. लिखो आइए. I'm telling you, भूल गए, बाद में बोलना मत. EAESH is $15 million. Out of this, you paid equity dividend of 7.5. You are left with retained earnings of 7.5. This will go to the balance sheet. This will go where? To the balance sheet. Retained earnings generally get transferred to the balance sheet. हाँ, अब उसके नीचे क्वेश्चन देखो. इफ नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स ऑफ द कंपनी, लिख लिया गया? I'll give you time. Write it down, please. Very important from exam point of view. Very important from understanding portion ahead. This is going to be used 100 times going ahead. अभी बोल रहा हूँ. Repeating it twice, thrice. 100 times this is going to be used. That time I will take an assumption that you know what the profit format is. लिख लो. See, I can close my eyes and say sales minus variable cost gives me contribution. Contribution में से fixed cost गया, depreciation गया, I will go to PBIT. PBIT में से minus करूंगा interest, right? Interest that is paid to the debt holder. उसके बाद बचेगा PBT. PBT में से minus करूंगा tax at whatever rate. PBT का whatever percentage tax that will be deducted. वो tax deduct होने के बाद I will have PAT, profit after tax. First preference dividend will be deducted from that. And then whatever is remaining is called as earnings attributable to equity shareholder. Earnings attributable to equity shareholder. And from that you will pay equity ka dividend. And whatever is remaining is called retained earnings. बराबर है क्या? This has to be at the back of your mind always. Profit format बोलूं तो this picture should be in front of your eyes. चलो, आते गया. अब आ जाओ. Now see, earnings attributable after you pay everyone. Now see, logically, from your business, if I ask you, from operating your business,
how much profit did you get? Tell me. From operating your business, how much profit did you get? Bolo.
40 million.
$40 million from operating the business. You paid out of this, right? Now see, actual, now let's say I am making mobile phones. Mobile phones का production का business है. I am selling the mobile phones. After selling the mobile phones and deducting all the cost related to the mobile phones, whatever is left in my pocket is 40 million. Out of that, just as why I was going to enjoy that profit, एक लेनदार या लोन नोट या क्या बैंक लोन वाला आया. He said, boss, give me my interest because you had borrowed money. Because to run the business, you had borrowed money from them. Whatever machine you bought, for that you took a loan, right? And that loan is nothing but what? You have to pay interest on that. ठीक है, take $10 million as interest, no problem. That you got what? 30 in my pocket. Arey, I have got 30. Nirmala ji will come and ask you for what? Tell me. 30, you want no? Give me what? Tell me. Tax 30%. Give me 9 का tax. I'll enjoy. Right or not? 30 में से 30% तो निर्मला जी took. 21 now you have in your pocket. And then you have what? The preference shareholder come in. Baba, what? You have to pay fixed dividend to us. चलो लाओ $6 का dividend. Okay, $6 dividend take. 15 is something now that is left for the equity shareholder or for the owners of the company. And I have 5 million shares in the company. So how much is the EPS or earnings per share that I have earned as an equity shareholder? Bolo. 15 million in pocket, 5 million shares. 15 divided by 5. How much is the EPS of the company? Bolo. $3 per share. Have a look. Earnings per share and EPS. ये भी लिखो फटाफट. Earnings per share is $15 million by 5 million shares. Gives you $3 per share. EPS is equal to what? EAESH. EAESH is nothing but earning attributable to equity shareholder divided by number of shares. ठीक है क्या? देख लो. If you are okay, then write down the formula of EPS and we can then go ahead. Okay होगा तो आगे चलो. ये लाइन भी लिखो. This line also write down. Below that format, write this line because it says what EPS means. Referring above, calculate the earnings that an equity shareholder would earn on each share. That is earning per share. इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम है क्या? जो पैसा बचा डिवाइड बाय नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स गिव्स यू पर शेयर कितना पैसा बचा. You have total money left for the equity shareholder divided by the number of equity shares, giving you how much money is left for each equity shareholder. Okay क्या भाइयों? देखो. If you are okay, we can go ahead. If you are not okay, then tell me where you are not okay. I will go in detail of that. Bolo. But speak with me. Tell me what is to be done. Bolo. चलू क्या? Can I go ahead, guys? Okay. Then go to the next question. If number of shares of the company is 5 million shares, referring above, calculate what? The dividend that an equity shareholder would earn on each share. एक share पे we have paid 7.5 million as dividend and you have 5 million shares. So how much is the DPS or dividend per share भाई? 7.5 divided by 5 million. This 7.5 divided by the 5 million shares gives you what? Dividend payout ratio. Yeah, dividend payout nahi. Dividend per share of how much? Tell me. DPS of 1.5. Total dividend paid divided by number of shares. लिख लो. ओके होगा तो चलो आगे.
तो
हाँ,
तो इसमें हम सिर्फ इक्विटी डिविडेंड कंसिडर करेंगे ना.
इक्विटी डिविडेंड कौन से इसमें? हाँ,
whenever you say dividend per share DPS निकालना है, only equity dividend, because preference dividend what is not what actually dividend, it is more of debt based interest payment that is there. So whenever you consider dividend here, only equity dividend लिख लेता हूं ना यहाँ पे, right? Because it is asked for dividend that an equity shareholder would earn, so dividend paid to equity shareholder. ठीक है क्या? कोई टेंशन? यस, चले क्या? लिख लो क्या? डीपीएस लिख लिया क्या? चलो फिर आगे। हाँ अब सुनो ना, सुनो सुनो सुनो, एक मिनट। अगर यहाँ पे प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड होता ही नहीं, प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड होता ही नहीं, तो क्या पैट और ईएसएच सेम होता क्या? अगर प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड होता ही नहीं, इफ प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड वाज जीरो, देन वुड पैट बी इक्वल टू ईएसएच? बोलना जरा। यस, वही लास्ट नोट है इधर। इफ देर इज नो, क्या है, preference dividend, then PAT or profit after tax is equal to EAESH. PAT or profit after tax would be EAESH. अब क्या करें, सुनो। अब शुड वी गो इनटू द नेक्स्ट चैप्टर? ये यहाँ पे दो तीन और थियरी टॉपिक्स बचे। यू वांट टू डू थियरी मोर और यू वांट टू गो टू प्रैक्टिकल? टेल मी। ये देखो, स्टेक होल्डर थियरी तक हो गया, ये तीन कंसेप्ट थियरी के बचे। यू वांट टू कंप्लीट दीज टुडे, do theory, or you want to go into the new chapter and start with practical parts like discounting हो गया, compounding हो गया, वो करना कि थियरी वाले तीन पार्ट निपटा दूं? बोलो, आप बोलेंगे वैसा करता। ब्रेक तो दे दूंगा, ब्रेक का टेंशन है, ब्रेक के बाद पूछ रहा हूँ क्या करना है। तीन थियरी वाले ले लू, एजेंसी थियरी, सब कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस और एनएफपीओ, चार है सॉरी, फोर थिंग्स थियरी आई शुड टेक, or should I go into new chapter? You leave 2-3 pages here, 2 pages for the theory. We'll come back to it some other day. बहुत थियरी हो गया इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ, या थियरी खत्म कर दूं 9:30 तक खत्म हो जाएगा चैप्टर? प्रैक्टिकल, एवरीबॉडी प्रैक्टिकल और थियरी? बोलो रियाज, क्या लगता है? हाँ, प्रैक्टिकल के थियरी?
थियरी थियरी
थियरी, चलो आज थियरी पे जोर है क्या सबका? थियरी थियरी, चलो दो तीन लोग थियरी बोल रहे हैं, थियरी कंप्लीट कर देते, ठीक है? चलो चलो थियरी। हाँ, तुमको क्या कुछ करना नहीं है, क्या है, बैठना है खाली मस्त। मैं प्रवचन दूंगा ना, आई विल बी गिविंग द व्हाट, फुल प्रवचन। ठीक है, चलो 8:40 तक आ जाओ, 8:41 तक आ जाओ, चलो ठीक है। वी विल कंप्लीट द थियरी पार्ट, बट थियरी पार्ट उतने टाइम में होगा नहीं, बट विल ट्राई टू कंप्लीट मोस्ट ऑफ इट, ठीक है? टुमारो से देन विल स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिकल।
तुम दोनों जहाँ जाना है जाओ, मुझे मत लेके जाओ। वो आने वाली तो मैं नहीं आऊंगी। कैंची रखी उसके ऊपर बात तो मुझे सुना रही है और फिर उसको और कंप्लेन कर रही है। जब भी तू उसके साथ कॉल पे होती तू ऐसे ही करती है, दूसरे लोग चल जाते हैं उसके घर, पता नहीं क्या सुन लूंगी। इरिटेट करती रहती है अपने को। और क्या हो गया, लड़की देखो।
चलो भाइयों और बहनों, जल्दी लेट्स कंप्लीट क्विकली। चलो 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 जल्दी चले क्या? बाकी का पार्ट करना ना, बोलो। कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस, चले क्या? बोलो, पहले कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस कर लेते क्या? चलो आ जाओ। कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस और नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट मेकिंग, जल्दी जल्दी चलो। हम्म, चलते क्या? कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस पे चले। जनरली अप्लाइज टू व्हाट? लिस्टेड कंपनी। इसमें 5 ही पॉइंट इंपॉर्टेंट है। 5 ही पॉइंट इंपॉर्टेंट है कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस में. जनरली इस पे एमसीक्यूज ही आते हुए मैंने देखे, राइट. चलो फिर, कैन आई गो इन एक्सप्लेनिंग दिस पार्ट ऑफ व्हाट कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस. आ जाओ. व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस, बताना जरा. कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस, व्हाट इज कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस, टेल मी. कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस के लिए आई हैव अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल, बट आई वांट टू नो फ्रॉम यू हाउ थिंग्स वर्क आउट इन कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस. बोलो.
Sir, it's a guideline and a framework which
फ्रेमवर्क,
I mean,
guideline.
basically it's a guideline that gives a framework of as to how the management of the company should be run, so that it benefits people, planet, and economic, which is the profit
Correct.
aspect.
Correct. You gave a very extensive what definition. Let me tell you in short. Now you gave a very big definition. Okay, it was perfect, right? अब मैं एकदम ही in a few words let me define corporate governance. एकदम in a few words अगर मेरे को आप पूछोगे, if you ask me that boss in few words sir tell me or how corporate governance is important, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. एक मिनट. तो हाउ कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस इज यूज्ड, देखो. नाउ आई विल गिव यू अ केस स्टडी. थोड़ा केस स्टडी के बेस पहले तो एक अगर सिंपल बोलूं. नाउ सी वेर एवर इट इज अ लिस्टेड कंपनी, इफ यू सी आर इन कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस, व्हाट इज रिटर्न हियर अबाउट applies to which companies, tell me. Applies
Listed.
to only listed companies. What used to happen in listed companies is that a lot of frauds were happening, because see, the money that is invested in listed companies, is it public money or is it only money of few shareholders? बताना जरा. पब्लिक मनी है या फ्यू शेयर होल्डर्स का मनी है? पब्लिक, पब्लिक का पैसा लगा है.
Public.
Public's money is involved here. So what used to happen? Now see, me and Dinesh, we both are what? Let's say directors of a public company. सारा पैसा, all money has been taken from public. It is not our money. We are using it as is we want. We are doing any legal, illegal work with it. Tell me, this should be allowed or this should not be allowed? Me and Dinesh having a party with public money. Allowed होना चाहिए, नहीं allowed होना चाहिए? Personal party, not company का party. Tell me. Should
No.
not
Not
be
allowed.
allowed. We do illegal what? Trading, illegal things. We do without GST bill ka entry. We do whatever we want to do, because what? Public money, no? Are we not accountable for the public money? We are, right? Just a second. So public money we are going to use, there should be some accountability or some rules that should stop us. Abhi na, government tried a lot of things, but government could not succeed because there was something called as a board of directors of a company. अब प्रॉब्लम क्या होने लगा, देखो. Now see what I am heading at. Now I want you to understand a concept of executive directors first. Now see, me and उसमें भी क्या है, there is a board meeting that is going on. ये board meeting का टेबल है, right? In that I am sitting here, Dinesh is sitting here. We two are, I am MD, he is CEO of the company. Okay. So I am the main है, चलो वो MD, I am CEO. Okay. He is the main person, right, of the company. Okay. MD. And we all are, I am working in, let's say, finance. Someone is working in production. Someone is working in sales. Someone is working in quality check. Someone is working in your international kuch finance department, and one more person working who's friend of or relative of Dinesh, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members in the board, right? We have all public money in the world, and all 7 members are such where Dinesh can all what? Control all these members, because these are executive directors of the company. Sir, what are executive directors? They are working in the company, right, in their respective department,
and they are also directors of the company. That means they are getting a salary from the company every month, and their livelihood depends on the what? Company. अब हुआ क्या? Have a look. Now see, right now we are having what? Problems, as I told you, right? Problems of what? Water, rain. So what happens? In this case, it has been told to Dinesh that a deforestation is going to happen. What is going to happen? Deforestation. Means what, right? पेड़ कटाई, trees have to be cut for some new road to be come up or water to be extracted, wells to be done. ऐसा कुछ तो करने के लिए deforestation has to be done. Means trees have to be cut. Generally, I take an example here of Mumbai. How many of you है क्या कोई मुंबई से? Anyone from Mumbai? No, no one. First time no one from Mumbai. चलो अच्छा है. ये है साइमा है, राइट? मुंबई में द फाइनल क्या है? एक मेट्रो का प्लांट बना. Metro route was built at the end in Mumbai, where actually to build that metro, it was an old proposed route. There is a Sanjay Gandhi National Park, SGNP they call it, Sanjay Gandhi National Park. Here 500 trees or something, some n number of trees were going to be cut for that what route to be functional, right? तो उन्होंने सोचा that we'll cut what 500 trees we will cut, and through that the metro route will pass for ease, right? अब हुआ क्या? BMC, Bombay Municipal or Brun Mumbai Municipal Corporation, what did they decide? Okay, great, chalo, right? We will open up tender, right? Tenders are given for what? Contractors. They gave the tenders, right? And it was actually illegal tender, but still somehow what? They opened a tender system. This Dinesh ka company applied for the tender knowing that it was illegal, and it won the tender, right? And they got the contract for building what? Metro ka route. So the first thing that was to be done to clear the metro route was 500 trees were to be cut, right? Dinesh said, no tension, sir. From tomorrow we'll start cutting, right? And they start cutting the trees. Now, as this happens, this tender is passed. It is illegal some or the other where to cut a tree in the forest. It is illegal to do that. Reserve forest mein to cut trees, it is illegal. But they were cutting trees, and this went to court, right? And court gave a stay order, and they came here and gave Dinesh ki company. Dinesh and I were cutting the trees, right? They told Dinesh that, boss, this is illegal. You should have taken the permission of the court and then started, because reserve forest ka trees you cannot cut. Dinesh and we said that, sir, dekho, aisa kuch illegal. There is nothing illegal. In our board meeting, we passed a resolution. In yesterday night, we got the contract. I called all the executive directors and Chinmay sir. Everybody was my employee. Everybody said, yes, chalo. From tomorrow we will cut the trees, and hence we have passed a what? Basically, we have passed a resolution that trees should be cut from tomorrow. Hence, it is legal. Arey, but here you are using public money and you are doing illegal things. Your board is also passing such resolutions. Means what? If the board was a bit responsible, other than what? Dinesh, if the board was responsible, this would not have happened. This would not have happened. Because all the board of directors ka livelihood depends on Dinesh, who's the MD of the company. If he says we have to cut trees, everybody is ready to cut trees. Not thinking about the problem or not thinking about legal or illegal. They are all saying, okay, go ahead and cut the trees. And public money is involved. There is no oversight. Hence, the first clause came in, and the government said that wherever you have a board of directors, let's say you have 7 board of directors, at least 51% or more of the board of directors should not be executive, but should be independent directors. Who? Independent directors. And that also independent non-executive directors. Sir, what are independent and what are non-executive directors?
I like to call them INEDs. INED. What? Independent non-executive directors. Means what? They are not at all dependent on the company for their livelihood, and they are not at all related to any of the MD, CEO of the company. Means they are independent. Now see, if such kind of contract they had got, and let's say that 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 directors were independent non-executive directors, me and Dinesh were executive or MD of the company, and we had proposed that boss ऐसा contract मिला है, illegal है, but we have to cut trees tomorrow, right? And the resolution, these INDs would be from what? Not depending on what the company for their livelihood. They would vote against this resolution and would not let this resolution pass, and the company next day would not cut trees. Hence, there was a need for corporate governance. This was the need that corporate governance had. Right? So, because of this, all these kind of illegal things happening by giving what? Explanation कि नहीं sir, हमारे पास तो resolution है, it is legal. ऐसा public money का wastage is not done. For that, you have got what? Tell me things here. Corporate governance first. 51% or more of the board of the director should consist of INDs. बराबर है क्या? Yes. Then second point. Now see what happened. Let's say the same issue had come to the prospect. There are 4 INDs. 7 में से 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now voting happens for some illegal or legal, whatever it is, right? Dinesh says yes because he's in that zone. This person says yes. I say yes. Correct. This person abstains from voting. He says I don't want to vote. Other 3 says no because it is illegal. Hence there is a tie. Now in the tie situation, whoever is the chairman of the meeting, chairman is who convenes the meeting. He has a tiebreaker vote. To break the tie, that person will have a tiebreaker vote. बराबर है क्या? In that case, MD and chairman of the meeting is Dinesh only. So Dinesh says, अरे I said yes, तो yes, illegal, कल tree काट दो. बराबर है? Hence the second point came up. What is the second point? बोलो. Chairman of the meeting and what? बोलो. MD of the company should not be the same person. Can they be the same person? नहीं तो क्या tie हुआ तो you will say whatever I say is correct, right? 100%, right? In that case, what? Chairman of the meeting and MD of company should not be the same. Next, what happens? Same thing happens. Like this, there is a what? 4 people say yes. Oh, sorry, 4 people say no, 3 people say yes. Dinesh is in that 3 people. Still, Dinesh next day starts cutting trees. अरे वो independent director, they are mad. They don't understand anything. Don't worry. अभी who is going to check it? Independent director check नहीं करेगा, auditor check करेगा. बराबर है? Auditor will check, and whoever votes in my favor, I will give you great salary. Don't worry, right? I will look into it that you get great salary. Don't worry, right? So देखो, in this case, he says that he will take care of the auditor. That means also in what? Listed companies, the auditor is appointed by the audit committee. Which committee? Audit committee. And they are saying that audit committee, and also whenever you pay remuneration is decided by the remuneration committee. He says, no, I will give you a lot of salaries. Those who vote in my favor, बहुत salary दूंगा. To give you huge salaries. They are saying that in audit committee and remuneration committee, you should only have INEDs. That means independent non-executive directors. They should only appoint the auditor and they should only finalize the remuneration of directors. Hence, corporate governance में third point, audit and remuneration committee should consist of only what? INEDs. So you should not be able to play around with what the votes of the what or auditors appointment. You should not do, because if you appoint the auditor, you can do whatever you want to do, right? करो मजा. Then with the auditor you can do tax planning or some other planning, right? and get your illegal work sorted. बराबर है क्या? देख लो जरा. Any problem with the first 3 points? बोलो. I know it's a bit theory, but okay है क्या? देख लो जरा. First 3 points, read them. You want to write them down? Write it down. Write it down फटाक से. All 5 points, write it down. 2 minutes I'll give you. बोलो. ओके है क्या? बोले तो आगे बढ़ो. बोलो. Can I go ahead, guys?
Yes, sir.
चलो. All 3 points. Any problem? हरी, रियाज, तनु, कोई प्रॉब्लम है बेटा? तनु, ओके. Can I go ahead? अस्मिता, क्या लगता है?
समझ आ
ओके,
गया.
ठीक है. चल. देन नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. इसमें से ना दिनेश बोलने लगा. He started talking. Now my company, I'm going to be director for life. Listed company में there is no concept of director for life. Every director should nominate himself for reappointment every 3 years. अगर नहीं किया तो he will be disqualified. ऐसा है provision in what? Companies Act. Then last, what happened? No, it was asked in one of the exams that these INEDs, do they receive salary? Do they do everything free of cost? INEDs come to the meeting, board of director की meeting every month होती है. 12 days in a year you have to come somewhere free of cost and sit for the meeting. ऐसा चलेगा नहीं. So what these directors started to do? अरे we will give you salary, don't worry. ऐसा नहीं. These INEDs will receive sitting fees, means a good amount of money for coming and attending the meetings. They will have 12 payments being made to them whenever they come and sit for the meeting and vote in the meeting. They will get sitting fees, but not get any salary from the company. Have a look. क्या है? Sitting fees for attending meeting is paid to INEDs, right? And no salary is ever paid. This is corporate governance का 5 important point that you need to remember. देख लो, any problem, ask me now only. Later on also you can ask, no problem. Okay है क्या? लेकिन बोलो. If it is okay, then I'll go ahead. कोई टेंशन? बोलो. चलो क्या आगे? Everybody, all 5 points, have a look. If you have any problem, let me know. चलो आगे. बोलो भाई. Corporate governance. After that, not for profit organization. For a not for profit organization, how do you what? Take care of things. Now see, not for profit organization means what? Tell me. Are the profit or are the people or are the people operating a not for profit organization, do they even care for whether the company is making profit or not? Or do they only, are these not for profit organization actually commercial organization or trusts or government organization? Bolo. Trusts and government organization, boss. They are what? They are basically running in that direction, that they are trusts and what? Government organization. Generally in Pune we have a what? Government hospital. Government hospital in the name of what? Sassoon Hospital. Do you know that hospital? Do you know Indian Virology Department? Indian Virology
No, sir.
Department. What did Indian
No, sir.
Virology Department do? बोलो. कोविड का वैक्सीन which was there, एक तो कोवैक्सीन था और दूसरा क्या था? Tell me. कोविशील्ड. कोविशील्ड किसने बनाया? इंडियन वायरोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट. वेयर इज इट सिचुएटेड? इन पुणे, राइट? विथ इन व्हाट? कोलैबोरेशन विथ पूनावाला, आदर पूनावाला. ये सब मालूम है ना? So it is one of the trust hospitals that are there. So trust hospital में think about the management, थोड़ा सा think about the management, how management can do a lot of enjoyment, right? देखो, how does a trust work out? This is the management of the trust. These are the trustees. They give donation to the trust, and management what provide services to the customer as a whole. Customer तो नहीं बोल सकते, पर ठीक है, कस्टमर अभी के लिए बोल लेते हैं, राइट? Donation of 10 crore received from trustee to the management, right? Saying that we should help a lot of people with their medical conditions. चलो, hospital में, right, have very low prices and do everything. But अगर आप थोड़ा सोचने जाए, right, if the management is smart and misuses this donation money, right, and charges a lot of money from customers, right, in black, and never ever do they report anything anywhere, right, will they be able to what do a good fraud without a lot of tension? आराम से management of a trust can do a lot of fraud if they wish to do so. अरे बहुत फ्रॉड हो सकता है, राइट? ये डोनेशन का मनी कैन बी मिसयूज्ड एनीवेयर, बट हेंस देयर वाज अ कंसेप्ट ऑफ वैल्यू फॉर मनी, VFM concept, that whenever you get a donation you should value the money a lot, and there came a concept of 3 E's. You must have studied this in other what subjects as well: economy, efficiency and effectiveness. Economy, efficiency, effectiveness, right? Economy is what? So let's say for a hospital, let's take an example of economy. You bring in the most economical inputs. क्या है? Medicines, your what? Tell me. Your medicines, फिर machines, cheap machines. देखो, इधर cheap लाने का, but the quality cannot be cheap. The price has to be less, but you will never compromise with quality. Economy में it says get the economical inputs, but it never says get cheap quality inputs. It says what? Best quality, cheapest option of inputs. बराबर है क्या? Cheapest मतलब in the form of what? Tell me. Prices. Prices के form में it should be cheapest, right? But the quality should be highest. Best quality inputs at the best rates. Correct? Then efficiency. Efficiency में generally you set processes, good processes or efficient processes. उसमें क्या करना पड़ता है? Your work has to be done easily. Now let's say in a hospital, today you have a capacity of 10 surgeries in a day. You have 2 surgeons that are there and you do 10 surgeries a day, but you hire 2 more surgeons, right? And now you can do almost 30 or 40 surgeries a day because you've hired 2 experienced surgeons. Because of that, the process of surgery has what? Improved, and you could do more surgeries that are there. Or second option, see the biggest problem in a hospital, आपको मालूम है क्या? कभी गए हो OPD डिपार्टमेंट? हैव यू गॉन टू द OPD डिपार्टमेंट, आउट पेशेंट डिपार्टमेंट? सुना है क्या OPD? बहुत बार सुना होगा, हॉस्पिटल के OPD में जा रहे हैं, सुना है और नो? OPD गए हो क्या कभी? See, whenever you are inside the hospital admitted, you go to the IPD, inpatient department. OPD is for people who are not admitted into the hospital and want to show something. Some doctors come and sit there, right? How do hospitals operate? Doctors come and sit there, right? People show their what? Problems, medical problems. Then the doctor says, chalo, aa jao, get admitted. So OPD mein first thing you go, you consult the doctor. That is OPD. Now what happens, no? Because hospitals do what? They charge you a lot after you get admitted. So OPD na is quite what? Cheap. Cheap in the sense money wise. Doctors अच्छे रहते. But the OPD में whenever you go, if you go to the personal clinic of the doctor, they charge 1,000 rupees, 1,200 rupees. But if you go to the OPD where the same doctor, when he comes to a hospital and sits, right, he will charge only 400, 500 because it is hospital policy कि OPD थोड़ा cheaper side पे रहना चाहिए, so that when you, if you feel like admitting, तो आप एडमिट कर सकते हैं, राइट. यू हैव अ प्रोस्पेक्टिव क्लाइंट, राइट. तो हो सकता है. तो ओपीडी में देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ व्हाट केओस. There are a lot of people who come into the OPD at the hospital because it is much more cheaper than directly going to the doctor's clinic. So ऐसे होता है. तो बहुत ज्यादा भीड़ हो जाती है. A lot of chaos is there. So to handle that, what did the hospital do? They build a software system जहाँ पे every 15 minute slot was given to one person, or what, a 10 minute slot. डॉक्टर ने बोला every 10 minute you send a new patient. See what happens, एकदम 50 patient come in, they do a lot of chaos and no one gets the chance to go in. Instead of that, if you do it on the app, 10 minutes का slot given to every what patient, they will write their name, their problem, whatever medical condition, they can upload the documents there. ऐसा एक system बना है. Because of that, what happened? All this chaos. First, what used to happen? No, only 100 patients were seen, or only 80 patients were seen, 70 to 80. But with this system coming in, 150 patients could be there because thoda sa what, it became organized. Everybody directly on the app only registered himself, and hence the OPD could what help 150 patients, which is what process being better. एक question है, right? I'll ask you. There is a question. There are MCQs asked on this. एक question है जो पूछता है that one of the schools had a printing system. वो जो you have all these receipts of payment, receipts of क्या तुम्हारा क्या होता है भाई, printing of fee receipts, right? Where 100 pages were used every day, but they got a new printer system where 30 pages were saved and you could do the same work in 70 pages. बराबर है. अब मुझे बताओ whether this is economy or whether this is related to efficiency. थोड़ा सोच के बताओ. 100 pages were used before, अब 70 pages are used. Economy or efficiency? सोच के बताओ.
Efficiency.
Efficiency? सही है. But sir, first we used to use some paper which was A plus quality and it was available at 100 rupees per 100 papers. Now we are using the same A plus, but now we are getting it at 80 rupees per 100 pages. Economy की efficiency बोलो. Same quality at lower rate. Economy की efficiency बोलो. Economy. ऐसा है. So whenever it talks about a process and that process saving some resources or saving time and doing the same thing in lesser time, efficiency. Sir, we are bringing in an input which will be used in our process and we are getting it at the best quality and best rate, economy. Sir, ये दो तो ठीक है, right? Now I asked one of my friend is a radiologist. आपको मालूम है radiologist क्या करता है? Radiologist. Have you heard the term radiologist? है नहीं? सुना है क्या? Radiologist. What does a radiologist do? क्या करता है?
X-ray.
I think they analyze the X-ray and then they work in the X-ray department.
So I have a left knee में what? ACL tear. आपको मालूम है ACL tear? Anterior cruciate ligament. Since I think when I was in 15 years old, I had a fall while playing some basketball or something, right? And I have an ACL tear since then. Okay. अभी तक है वो left knee. I have some instability, not fully. I play sports. I do everything. So once I went there and मेरे को एक्सरे निकालना था of my knee because the doctor said that ये जो आपका knee है उसका ना एंगल चेंज हो रहा है. जो अपर ये जो ऊपर जो हड्डी है, राइट, बोन और नीचे का हड्डी, द एंगल ऑफ माय नी वाज चेंजिंग. तो ही टोल्ड मी स्पेसिफिकली कि ये जो इधर मेरा अगर क्या है, आई हैव द नी कैप, उसके नीचे ऐसा स्ट्रेट आना चाहिए पाव, इट इज गोइंग अ बिट स्लांट. तो द एंगल ऑफ माय नी वाज चेंजिंग. तो आई वेंट देयर. ही वर्क्स इन ससून हॉस्पिटल. आई टोल्ड यू, ट्रस्ट हॉस्पिटल, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल, वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल इन पुणे. तो आई वेंट देयर फॉर एन एक्सरे. अब आप सोचो, ट्राई टू इमेजिन, राइट, सच डेंजर हॉस्पिटल, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल. हैव यू एवर बीन टू अ गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल? गए हो क्या कभी? नेवर? कोई नहीं गया? नेवर एवर? गए हो ना? हाउ इज इट इन गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल साइमा? डेंजर या ओके?
Danger.
डेंजर होता है ना. chaos. अरे बहुत chaos. Chaos मतलब there is only one doctor for 250 to 300 patients every day. There is no stretcher there. When I went there, ठीक है, I saw one person having a makeshift wheelchair. He had bought wheelchair from home because the hospital did not have a wheelchair. Wooden wheelchair बनाया था उन्होंने. One person, he was his dad was on his shoulders because there were no stretchers to take him. He was climbing with him 2-3 floors. ये सब गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल का हालत था भाई, राइट. अब ऑल दिस आई सॉ एट द रिसेप्शन. आई वेंट इनसाइड एंड उसने मेरे को बोला कि एक्सरे फ्री में होगा. एक्सरे विल बी व्हाट ₹0 कॉस्ट. एंड आई एम लाइक यार ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है, राइट. बाहर वही एक्सरे का 700 to 800 रुपीज लेते हैं. कितना? 800 रुपीज. ससून हॉस्पिटल ₹0. And I'm like, bhai, if you are not charging anything for this X-ray, what is your target with this organization? देखो, आप और मैं, we are pure businessmen. What do we think? That sir, 10 rupees we'll invest, we'll get 15 out of it, 12 out of it, some return out of it. तुम लोग क्या सोचते हो? वो बोलते हैं we are not that kind of an organization. We are a not for profit organization, right? कुछ भी करो, we do not work for profit. We have a target that we will help 10,000 patients, or every year we will do 50,000 patients. We will cater to, and we will help them and get them in a better medical condition. Simple and sweet. So we are looking at output, not in the form of profit or shareholder wealth maximization. We are looking at number of patients served. That means we are not looking at financial objective. We are looking at non-financial objective, number of patients that are what? Are you? Then I asked him, are you able to fulfill that objective? अरे effectively, हमारा target 50,000 है, but we help 60,000 patients every year. Every day we help 200 patients. तुम टेंशन मत लो. Small things also we take care of, right? You might think, मतलब ऐसा देख के you might feel that it is too cramped and everything, but we work very efficiently and we do very good work. तो अगर आपका as a trust, you will never have a normal financial objective. You will have an objective that is non-financial, and you need to effectively fulfill the objectives. He told me one of the new things, because I think I had some eye problem also. So I showed him. So he said that some drops I can take or something. There was a camp for eye checkup. They were checking eyes for free for 100 patients every day, or 100 or 200 patients every day. So they had an objective कि every day 100 patients क्या free में check करना है. So effectively they could fulfill because they had economic inputs. See what happens, these kind of organization get funding from big private hospitals, or maybe from experienced wealthy doctors, plus people who want to work for people. Also government funding also they receive. So they have best economical inputs, most efficient processes, so they can fulfill their objective effectively. So if someone asks you that for a school there is, or a government school or a trust school, there is a target of 100% passing, right? Then is it economy, efficiency, or effectiveness? It is 100% passing rate to be fulfilled. क्या है बोलो? इकोनॉमी, एफिशिएंसी या इफेक्टिवनेस? 100% पासिंग एक स्कूल के लिए क्या होगा बोलो? ऑब्जेक्टिव. और वो ऑब्जेक्टिव अगर पूरा हुआ तो एफिशिएंटली पूरा होगा या इफेक्टिवली पूरा होगा. इफेक्टिवनेस ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्टिव. ऐसा है नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के 3 legs और 3 E's फॉर वैल्यू ऑफ मनी. देख लो ओके है क्या? कोई टेंशन? इफ यू आर ओके then I can go ahead. Should I go ahead? या आज के लिए बस है. एक लास्ट पार्ट बचा है, बोलेंगे तो कर देता, बट आई फील करूँ कि नहीं करूँ बोलो. Should I go ahead and complete it or no? क्या आज के लिए बस है? मेरे हिसाब से आज के लिए बस है. कल ESOPs करना है, कर दूं आज ही या नहीं करूं? टुमारो. ठीक है, इसलिए थ्योरी ना बोल रहा था। ठीक है, एक छोटा एजेंसी थ्योरी कर लो क्या, 2 मिनट का है। फिर मैनेजरियल रेम्युनरेशन और ईसॉप एक साथ करेंगे कल। ठीक है, 1 मिनट के लिए एजेंसी थ्योरी में आ जाओ। वेरी सिंपल एजेंसी थ्योरी। नाउ सी आई विल टेल यू। ओके, एकदम सिंपल एग्जांपल है, 2 minutes ओनली इट विल टेक। नाउ आई एम यूजिंग एयरटेल और मे बी जियो। चलो, आई एम यूजिंग एयरटेल बट लेट्स से आई एम यूजिंग जियो। ओके, एंड द नेटवर्क गोज अवे, राइट? चला गया नेटवर्क, and you had some very important meeting going on, right? And because of that geo net going off, your important meeting could not be conducted, and you had a huge loss that has taken place, right? Now you are like, nahi yaar, I will take this geo to court. When you say you will take geo to court, right, you first went to the local, जो भी जहां से भी you bought the SIM card और जियो का what some service center, and you said boss ऐसा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है। देन दे लाइक सर कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता, इंटरनेट आउटेज है ऑल ओवर इंडिया, हमारा कुछ उसमें लेना देना नहीं है। यू इवन गो टू डायरेक्टर ऑफ जियो, इज लाइक बॉस वी कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग, इट वाज एन आउटेज ऑल ओवर इंडिया, बट यू आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड, यू वांट टू फाइल अ कंप्लेंट। नाउ विल यू फाइल अ कंप्लेंट अगेंस्ट डायरेक्टर, एम्प्लॉय, this whatever service center of Jio, or would you file complaint against the main Jio parent company Reliance, against Ambani, Mr. Ambani? Will you file a case, or will you file a case against क्या ये छोटा मोटा सेंटर? बोलो, tell me, who is responsible for you not getting a network? Are the small director or manager agent of the company important? They are just appointed executives of Mr. what, Ambani, Mukesh bhai, बराबर है क्या? You will file a case against Reliance Group or Jio Group, and Akash Ambani or whatever, whoever is the main shareholder, uske against you will file a case. That means if Akash Ambani or what, Mukesh Ambani wants to work something, they do not do the work themselves, they appoint directors on their behalf, and the directors or agents work with you, right? You are the third party or the customer, right? They give you all promises and everything, but if anything goes wrong, because they are working on behalf of what, Akash and Mukesh Ambani, you directly file a case against Akash and Mukesh Ambani. They don't know what is happening, but still, who is liable? The shareholders or the principal is liable. Same thing happens in a principal agent relationship. Principal appoints an agent to work on the behalf with the third party, right? And if anything goes wrong with the third party, the principal or agent or director is not responsible. Who is responsible? Bolo. Principal or shareholder, Dhirubhai Ambani, Akash Ambani. Correct? You will file a case against them because it was Reliance Group whom you paid and not to the director agents. So case will be filed against them. Now see what happens, no? Because of this, socho, now I am director or what, agent of what, Jio. I say, Are you will get free internet for 2 years. You will get calling for 5 years free. You in that way you what, take the card, Jio ka card, and you find out in first 10-20 days only that nothing like this exists. You have to pay for everything. In that case, can you file a case against me as an employee of what, the company? No. You can file case against the company, but who did wrong? I did wrong. Why? Because I am not, I told you that you want this card, no, pay extra 1,000, then only I'll give you this card. Okay, 1,000 extra. Right? I took 1,000 extra and I did fraud with you. Who is responsible even if I did the fraud? Shareholder principal. So directors started doing what? Full fraud. कुछ भी promise करने का, कुछ भी करने का, right? And third party used to file cases against what? The shareholder or principal, right? Then there is goal congruence, means what? Shareholder and director, right, should think in the same manner. Not think that director should not think, hey baba, must I will do fraud and earn money, right? No. The shareholders are also thinking long term. You also think long term. They are also thinking betterment of the company. You also think betterment of the company. Generally, there should be goal congruence. Goal congruence means what? Shareholders and directors should have their goals aligned in the same line, correct, or aligned. That only means, but there is always what? A lack of goal congruence between shareholder and directors. That is, goals are not in line. Shareholder thinking share price increasing, director thinking fraud money bringing 1,000 2,000 extra for myself. That is how your what agency theory works out. अब क्या बचा? Only ESOP, managerial remuneration, ESOP, right? Tomorrow we will do these two things, right? बाकी और कुछ I think today we've been able to cover TSR homework क्या बहुत सारा 3-4 questions are for homework. Today complete all the questions for homework. Tomorrow we are going to enter new chapter 2. What? Basics of investment appraisal, right? Usme we are going to do discounting, compounding tomorrow. So tomorrow don't miss the lectures because the basic formulas and everything we are going to what? Derive, right? Okay. Chalo then guys. Bye bye. We will meet tomorrow. Till then, bye. Take care of your health. Good night. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Bye. Good night. Bye.